The scripture that Sister Jan gave was 1 Samuel 16:7. God does not see the same way people see. People look at the outside of a person, but the Lord looks at the heart. And it's called Removing the Mask. She asked me to talk about keeping it real with God. Well, when I first think of a mask, Halloween comes to mind. And with Halloween, you say, okay, mask, deception, and hypocrisy. The mask is always meant to deceive a person. While studying, there are two questions that came to my mind. The two questions are, who am I, and who am I created to be? Do you struggle to be the same person on Sunday that you are the rest of the week? And when I mean that, I said, well, Helen, what really do you mean about that? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm not the same person that I am all week? Well, you get to church and you put your church face on. I had a few events. You put your church face on, and you leave your house, and your house is in an uproar, and you're going through certain things at home, and then you get to church and your face is made up. You have your Mac on, and you have your Mary Kay on, and I'm put together, and I'm well. So you have that's a mask. You have your church face on, and you put your smile on, and you walk in church. Hey, sister, how you doing? Everything is well. No, everything is not well. Everything is in an uproar. And I'm saying this because this was me. I had to learn how to remove a mask. At 28 years old, I look at, okay, my mask was anger. You can tell me all day, Helen, you're not mean. Helen, you're not, I tell you. You say I'm mean? No, I'm not mean. I just fuss at people. I'm not mean. I'll just tell you off. Can we be real? We remove a mask today. I'm not mean. I'm just telling you off because I have stuff going on within me. I have problems going on within me. And I had to say, okay, that's the mask that you have. I found out in studying there's two purposes of wearing a mask. One is to change your identity. At church, you look like a Christian, but around non-Christians, you blend in just fine. Well, that's a mask. You wear a mask to fit in. And like a chameleon, you secure your mask in place because you want to blend in with your surroundings. And some masks you can just put on, if you've ever seen the movie The Mask, and then some masks you have a string. And with your string is to secure it in place. And so when I went to church, I would secure my mask in place. I dress and I put my shoes on, you can get the best heels, and they won't look at your face, they'll look at your feet first. Come on, praise it. They'll look at your feet first. I love shoes. So they'll look at your feet first. And so, I would walk in and, I have to have myself in order because I'm a preacher's kid. The PKs can't walk in like something is wrong. You have to be in order. My grandmother don't play that. She will see straight through my mask, won't you? She'll see straight through my mask. And so I have to keep myself in order. I have to make sure I'm looking good at all times when actually I'm hurting on the inside. I have to make sure that, okay, your hair has to be in place. You can't go to church with a broken nail. You can't go to church with a broken nail. You have to be in place. You're the preacher's kid. You're Bishop Pradier's granddaughter. You have to be in order. That was a mask. And I use it as an excuse to, go to church and, Helen, it's okay to go to the altar and cry. It's okay to cry and praise and worship. It's okay, and I had to be real because I'm telling God, like, God don't know who I am. I'm telling God, I'm not me. You asked me to preach about something, and it's hitting me, and I'm saying, God, you're not talking to me. You must be talking to them. You talking to Candace. You can't be saying that I have stuff going on within me. The second thing was to hide your identity. You don't want people to see the real you. You don't want people to see that when somebody cuts you off on the road, you cuss them out. Yes, that's only on the local. That's only in Tomahawk. We all real and we all good over here. All right, well, follow me down the street. Come on, praise him. You'll see the real person if you follow them. You'll see the real person that's, you got a fish on the back of your car. But, you cut somebody out. And you'll fuss and fight, but you got a fish. That's a mask. I need you to get loose today.
All right.
You don't want anyone to know. You don't want anyone to know that you have issues at home, so you put a mask on and hide it. And when I say issues at home, removing masks, I'm gonna be honest today. I was engaged just a few months ago, and I was engaged for a year, and this was my biggest mask that I just overcame in March. And I was engaged for a year. Things didn't work out, and 3 months before my wedding, everything was called off. The dress was purchased, the place was purchased. You know how ladies feel about their dress and their money, come on. Everything was purchased, and so I wore a mask as to say, I'm okay. I'm really fine. When suicidal thoughts was going through my head. Because when things don't work out, and I'm gonna say with me, when things don't work out, I'm a person that I have to be in control. I have to be in control of my feelings. I have to be in control of my heart. So when things didn't work out, being that he was a pastor, and being that he was a pastor, yes, being that he was a pastor, and I was always in the front. The first time you see someone, they say, hey, I haven't got an invite to the wedding. It's embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
Come on, praise him.
It was embarrassing to say, oh, we didn't work out. You know, it didn't work out. It was very embarrassing to say. So I had to wear a mask. This is exactly what I said. It didn't work out, but all is well. We use that all is well when all is not well. And so I had to say all is well. Oh, no, you look so good. Girl, thank you. Mac works wonders. Mary Kay works wonders. And so I had the mask of Helen is fine. When the heart of Helen wants to kill herself because this is too embarrassing for me. Because they knew the situation. And so I had to remove my mask and say, Helen is not fine. Helen had to go and ask for help. Helen had to get her friends together. I thank God I have friends that are just drop it at the drop of a dime and pray. And you need those friends around. And I say that with being young. Like I said, I'm 28 years old. 28 years young. Come on, praise God. And 28 years young. And I have friends that, yes, we can go to the movies. We can go out to eat. But I can call them and say, I'm going through and they pray right there. And it's most of that table over there, and I have some that's not here. But I have friends, so it's good to have friends in your life that you can say, okay, they don't call you a mess. They don't call you, they don't keep up mess. They're not your friend at church and your foe behind closed doors. That's a mask. And so I had to say, okay, that's a mask. You have to go and ask your friends for help. You have to go and say, can you please pray for me? Because, yes, I'm being real. And I didn't want to hear pray. I didn't want to hear pray. I didn't want to, and that's why I didn't go to my grandmother. That's why I didn't go to my grandmother. The little walls. I didn't want to hear, because the first thing she'll say is, Helen, let's just pray about it. Yes, Lord. Helen, let's just pray about it. I didn't want to hear that. Because my thing was, this was before, no, my grandfather had already passed. And I said, well, you were married for over 30 years. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know how I'm feeling on the inside. So you can't tell me to pray because the wedding didn't even happen. Especially when the people were saying God said that was my husband. At my church, we say, come on, praise him. Especially when how you saying God, how y'all saying God said that's my husband? How are y'all saying God said that's my husband?
God told them that.
And it didn't work. So at that time, my mask was, God, I'm mad at you. Anybody been mad at God before? God, I'm mad at you. I'm not going to sit up here and say, I wasn't mad at God. I've been mad at God on a couple occasions. It's sometimes where, God, I just don't like you. I'm being real today. I'm being real today. God, I'm mad at you about that because, I was prophesied to. They called me and said they had dreams. God, I even started having a dream. God, I'm not going to lie to you and say, because I didn't like that he was going into pastor. I didn't like it. Because when I met him, you wasn't a pastor. You were just a minister and a singer. I like that better. I'm not one that just run because you a pastor. I don't want it. Come on. I don't want it. You know, I saw my grandmother, and my grandmother being a pastor of a church, I saw how my grandfather had to go through. Because I'm a pastor's kid. I saw how, how the members would do. We're being real today, Jesus. I saw how the members would do my grandmother, and I said, Lord, that's a mess, because anger. Helen from Acres Home is about to come out real quick. And the evangelist is the fofo. What you say? Yes, ma'am. Helen is about to come out real quick. And the evangelist is like, I'm going to put her on the shelf. And I'll pick evangelists up after I get through with the members. Come on. And so I had to say, okay, Helen, you're not okay. That's number one. And it's okay to be hurt. As long as I was sitting in it, I was depressed, I was broken, I was depressed, and I was broken. The main two. I was depressed because they saying that he was my husband. I was depressed because everything was done. The wedding and stuff was already, everything was done and completed. My girls had all their dresses. I felt touch your neighbor right there. Everything was bought. Everything was purchased. The girls had their dresses. The girls had their shoes. The flowers and stuff was together. And so I was depressed. Not only was I depressed, I was embarrassed. And when I say I was broken, because even after the engagement broke off, and after our relationship broke off, I still attended his church. I did. I still attended his church because I wasn't at the church for him. I wasn't at the church for him. And so I had to say, okay, you're still here. God is still blessing. So even though you're broken, God is here to mend.
Amen.
And so in mending, God started taking my mask off. He didn't just take my mask completely off. He got a hammer and started hammering certain pieces of my mask. And at that time, he was hammering the first piece of the mask that he took off was anger. Because I would still see this guy. I would still see this guy. And I would still go hear him preach. And I would still support him. He took off anger. Because in the middle of one of his messages, I wanted to just get up. Sir, you're not right. Silence yourself. He took off the Lord. God, I bless you. He took off anger. I'm not at home. He took off anger. And in taking off anger, I had to be real with God. Thank you for your rain. I had to be real with God. And I had to say, okay, God, you're right. I guess I'm angry. I guess I'm bitter. You see your other friends with people. I guess I'm bitter. And then you're going to ask me to be in your wedding? I guess I'm bitter, God. I guess, okay, God, you're right. Let me just be real with you. You know who I am. You know what's inside of me. You know Helen has a fighting spirit. Come on. You know Helen will fight at a drop of a dime. Especially about mine. God, I'm going to be real with you. I'm broken. I need you to come into my heart. Because I'm preaching. I'm going to churches. Preaching about being broken. And preaching about how God can mend your heart when I'm preaching with a broken heart. I'm preaching about how God can deliver it. God will save you. God, you know what? God will give you someone when God took mine away. I'm preaching about God. I'm delivering myself now. I'm preaching about how it's okay. You can cry. Helen don't cry. Helen's too hard to cry. But I'm preaching about how, we just had a conference at our church. removing the mask. I preached it. I was one of the speakers. And I sat up there after I got a text from him that same day. And I sat up there and preached about removing the mask when that mask was still there. So God, God is asking me, Helen, how can you preach about being, you can be whole? How can you preach about being, saved from anger, saved from the jailhouse? Because I could have went. I would have had a jailhouse ministry. Come on, praise God. I'm trigger happy. Come on. Come on. I could have went to, we being honest tonight, removing the mask. My grandmother keeps her. She called him John. She keeps John close at all times. Yeah, we being real. How can you preach about coming out when you still in?
Hey, come on.
Jesus. How can you preach about it when you're still? How can you preach about being free when you're so bound? You go in church and you shout, Helen, can you come and praise him for this person? I'll come and do it because you asked me to, not because it's in my heart. How can you preach about it? How can you preach about saying yes when all the time you're saying no? How can you preach about it? And God, I had to be real with God at that time. This is not on my notes, and I don't even know where I am on my notes. my main mask was anger. And then he started chipping off pride. You're not embarrassed, you're prideful. When I was at my grandmother's church, she said, you stubborn and rebellious. That's old school teaching. Y'all don't know about that old school teaching. You're stubborn and you're rebellious. How can you're prideful. No, not me. I do this all the time. I gotta stop. No, you can't be talking about me. You want me to cry? You know how much makeup costs? You want me to cry? No. You're too, and God had to show me, Helen, you're too prideful. God showed me, and it broke my heart when he did it. He said, I had to do that. I knew you was going to feel me. I had to break that off. Because you had to learn something within that 2 years you were dating him. You had to learn that it wasn't about him. And within that 2 years, I lost myself. I lost myself for his ministry. God, I thank you. I lost myself for his ministry. We weren't even married. And I lost myself for his ministry. People would call me before they called him. No, we're not married. But you call me. I'm in my bed asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I love to sleep. Sleep and eat. You calling me. Well, First Lady, I'm not that. Well, Helen, I'm going to this and I'm going to that, and Pastor told me to call you. That's when I got trigger happy. Because while you sleep in your bed, that trigger happy blessing these mothers over here. While you're sleeping in your bed, I'm up and I'm praying. So God had to show me, Helen, you lost yourself. Because things you said you would never do. We're being real today. It is. That's a whole other message for another day. Things you said you'll never do, you did. Things you said, I never do that. I'm not going to do that till I'm married. Can we be real? I'm not going to do that till I'm married. No. My grandmother talked against that. She sit people down for that. I'm like, no. I'm not going to do that till I'm married. Things you said you never do, you did. Who you were when you got in this, you're not her anymore. You lost your anointing. You lost your anointing. I lost my anointing within that 2.5 years. We're being real. I lost my anointing. I lost my will. I lost my yes. And I had to remember God and say, God, you're right. Because I was fine with sitting there and doing nothing. I was fine with sitting there and being cute and crossing my legs at the ankles. I was fine with that. No, I've been working my whole life. I told my grandmother I was born in the church. Like my mama had me on the altar. Labor and delivery on the altar. I felt like that's all I knew. That's all I knew with church. And I told Sister Jan when I first met her, I said, when I turned 18, I left my grandmother's house graduation day and moved to Dallas. Didn't know nobody down there. I'm just going. And I moved to Dallas. I said, oh, this church thing is not for me. And quickly, he brought me back. And he will bring you.
Yes.
And he snatched me up real quick.
Yes, God.
That snatched me up, bless me.
Yes, God.
And he snatched me real quick. Because if he hadn't have snatched me, I would have been in something that I shouldn't have been in.
Yes.
If he wouldn't have snatched me, I wouldn't be here now. I would be in jail. I would be in jail or I would be dead. And my godfather preached a message and said, don't make God kill you.
Yes.
Please don't.
Yes.
And I'm going to get back on my message. Don't make God kill you. And I had to realize, you got some masks. Oh, you don't just have one mask. You have a couple of masks. And I will go and I will say, okay, let me go through my collection of masks. Which one am I going to put on today? We got Thursday night service. All right. Let me go back this way. Thursday, happy. I put on happy. And I go to church and I dance. And I preach. And I smile. And I hug. And I leave out of church. I don't even wait till I get back home and take my mask. I take it off in the car. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh, Sunday. You got a good mask for Sunday. It's Sunday. Because I was still working as the first lady. Come on. I'm still working. Sunday. Encouraging. I'm encouraging you today. But I'm disencouraged. I'm encouraging you. And I'm telling you to hold on. I've let everything go. So and it took for one of the mothers to come to me. It took for his mother to come to me after we broke up. God, I thank you. After we broke up and say, Helen, God is going to restore you.
Thank you, God.
It took for his mother. We ain't at home. We're not at home. It took for his mother to come and say, God is going to restore you. And I broke down and cried in her arms. I said, but that's your son. But it got to where, and like I said, I had to go through it. I didn't really have a relationship with my mother. And I had my grandmother, Lord, she back there toe up. I had my grandmother, but my grandmother was dealing with my grandfather's death. So I was being married for 35, 36 years and losing him in a drop of a dime when he was just fine. You know, can I free myself? That was a mask because I was angry with God for taking my grandfather. Lord, I would run around this little place. I was mad at God. That was a mask. I was mad for taking my grandfather. That was the only daddy I knew from birth. At 24 hours old, I was with my grandparents. I was with my grandparents. Tell a funny little story. I would turn blue if I slept in the bed with my mother. My mother stayed with my grandmother at that time. And she would hold me, and I would turn blue. She would take me in the room with my grandparents, and I'll start smiling. What's wrong with me? I don't want to be there. Being real. Every night my mother would have me, I would turn blue. But I realized, now that I'm older, if I hadn't been raised by my grandmother, and no shade against my brother's not in church. My brother don't want to look at a church. If I hadn't been saved, I say she saved me. My grandmother saved me. Because if I hadn't been with my grandparents, I would have never knew what real holiness was. Because all I saw was you shouting and dancing in church. But then you get home. That's not my daddy. Huh? No. We're being real tonight. Hello, Facebook and Instagram. We're being real tonight. No, you know, that's a mask. So I was mad at God for taking my grandfather from me. So I wouldn't dare go to my grandmother and say, Grand, I'm hurting and crying. Because the first thing she gonna do is break down and start crying. She's crying now. So, you know, I said, okay, it took for me to meet him, to meet his mother. I was closer to his mother. I am closer to his mother than he was to his mother.
Wow.
I talk to his mom almost every day. Never see him anymore. He just texted me a few days ago. But I never see him. And I asked God, I said, God, when you remove this mask, everything in me that's not like you, remove it.
Amen.
There's no reason for me to hold on to it. Because there's nothing I can do with ministry and be hateful. I can't be jealous. I can't be bitter. And bitter was a part of my ministry. Let's be real. I'm preaching and bitter.
Real good.
Angry. I'm singing, I'm playing the drums and just bitter. And I'm taking it out on my snare. You know, my snares cost.
Come on, pray.
They cost too much. Drumsticks cost too much.
Amen.
So I'm playing drums, and I'm, you know, and, oh, Helen, we want you to come play drums. All right. And I'm just mad. And after, they don't know, after church, girl, you sure played. Thank you. When all the whole time, I'm seeing his face in this snare. Oh, boy. Let me close this as I close. I see his face in this snare. And I said, you beating that boy's face. And he was a pretty boy. You beating his face. No. You told him you forgave him. You called him and told him you forgave him. You called him and said, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm strong on the phone, but I'm crying on the inside. And I'm strong. They thought I was strong. I had the that was one of the masks I picked up that Sunday that said strong.
They thought you was strong.
Uh-huh. They thought I was strong. Because I walk heavy. Uh-huh. They thought I was strong because I put my little 6-inch heels on and I strut. Everybody that was in our singles class earlier, I told them I look at a mirror. Me and a mirror next to each other all the time.
Yes, God.
And I look at it every day and all day at work. Help me, Jesus. But they thought I was strong. That was a mask. Because I was so broken. And so when I started being real with God, God started taking the mask off. And at the end of all of that, he started burning my mask. Because for so many days, I would, okay, God, you took that away from me. God, I thank you. But then I would start feeling depressed again. And I'd go pick it back up.
Yeah.
So when he burned it, it's nothing but ashes.
Yeah.
So I thank God for the ashes.
Thank you. Yes, God.
We're not at home. But I promise you I'm going to preach that one day. I thank God for the ashes. Somebody write that down back there for me. Write that down. So I thank God for the ashes. Because if it hadn't been for God taking that away from me, if it hadn't been for me being real with God, first of all, God is not going to force himself into your heart. He's not going to force you to be happy. He's just not. And I had to learn, well, God, you put this on me. You hurt me because you took my best friend away from me. You hurt me. You took months before, 3 months before, you took him away from me. So God, you broke me, so you make me happy. I'm telling you my conversation with him. You make me happy. When God said no. When you really forgive, you can see him and you can listen to him preach, give him a good offering, and leave and go home. Been there, done it. Come on.
Trying to tell you.
And you can do it. And that's how you know you're free. When you can look at somebody that you know don't like you. When you can look at somebody that you know just talks about you.
Yep.
You just shot a slug on Facebook about me. And you can look at them and say, I love you. And as my pastor said, there's nothing that you can do about it.
Nothing.
Not a thing you can do about it. So once I removed my mask and I was real with God, God started freeing me. Something that he said I would never do is be a vulnerable again. And I told Sister Janice, I was here in December. I spoke at the teen conference in December. And that was you only there because of me. God bless your heart, sir. And that's exactly what I said. But if I hadn't removed the mask, I don't think I'll be here. Because I would have been so bitter that when I saw Sister Jan's picture come up, oh Lord. Because Sister Jan is one that called me. And as soon as I say hello, Helen, let's pray. Ma'am? Okay. If I'm at work, anywhere. And so when if I was still bitter, when I saw her picture, I would have missed out on this opportunity to come and tell you all, you can be broken today, but God can mend your heart.
Amen.
You can be broken, you can be hurting, you can be confused and abused, but God can and he will.
Yes, he will.
Yeah.
And I'm a living witness. And not only can he mend your heart, he can give you a new heart.
Thank you, God.
Lord.
He can give you a blood transfusion.
Hey, thank you. Yes, God.
He can. Because I had bad blood going through me. I had bad blood going through me.
Oh,
I had hatred blood going through me. I had trigger happy blood going through me. Yes, God. Harris County Prison. Said, Lord, I'm too cute to go to jail. I'm too cute for the jailhouse. Can't go to jail. I'm bored. I don't want a prison ministry. Come on. I'm too cute for that. I'm so vain. Y'all, please, listen, it's enough of y'all here to get a prayer through. I'm so vain. Y'all, please pray. But I thank God. I thank God, one, for being broken. I thank God for breaking me. But most of all, I thank God for giving me my identity back.
Amen.
I thank God for the mask of now that I'm free.
thank you, God.
And not only is it a mask, y'all know Gorilla Glue? You know how hard Gorilla Glue is?
Yeah.
And I thank God that he's put Gorilla Glue on my face and he's posted free against my forehead.
Hey.
So I thank God for being free. I thank God for having a new heart. I thank God most of all for this opportunity. And I don't know where my teacher was from my class, the singles class. Yes. I thank God for her. Because as I told her, I'm going to be honest. I said, I'm just getting here just in time for me to speak. I said, because I'm tired. We've been going every weekend at my church. Every weekend out of town. I said, I'm just going to get here in time for me to speak. But something kept saying, Helen, get there early. And I was in the singles class. And she helped me so much. God, I'm not crying. She helped me so much after hearing what some of the ladies were talking about. And hearing how some of the ladies who lost their husband and was in there to encourage us and say, you can make it. You can hold on. This I'm looking for. You can make it and you can hold on. I'm going to find her after this. I know I'm going to find her after this. She was actually sitting right next to me in my class. I don't know if she's gone. Yes. And she was talking about, they were talking about smiling. How a smile can change a person's day. Don't allow a smile to be your mask. Don't allow a good morning to be your mask. Because you can smile and you can cry on the inside. You can go to your job every morning. Good morning, how are you? I have to do it, I'm a supervisor. I have to do it. Good morning, hey, how you doing? When you know know you don't like early in the mornings. And they come in your office, and they come in, oh, good morning. And they say, well, you have to do it because you're a supervisor. You have to do it because you're a manager. No. Some days you just have bad days. Some mornings you just have bad mornings. I allow the smile to be my mask. And I thank God now I can smile freely. I thank God now that I can smile with no bitterness in my heart. I thank God that my mask is gone. And I thank God that I'm free. God bless you. I hope I said something to encourage you.